Clementine is an outstanding leader at Helensview High School, active in many programs with her sights set on running her own business one day. Let's hear from Clementine about her experience with Trio and her path to life after graduation.
Clementine!
Hello.
Hello!
Hello.
How are you doing on this busy day?
I'm doing just fine, just perfect, and I'm ready for this interview.
Oh, good!
Yes.
Because you've been cooking a Thanksgiving feast at Helensview.
Yes.
Is that right?
I have. We've been preparing all week, making sure we have everything and all our proportions for everyone.
So, you're in the culinary class?
Yes, I am.
Excellent.
Yep.
What did you make today?
Today I helped make the rolls, some mashed potatoes, preparing pumpkin pie, and I believe that's pretty much it.
Awesome.
Yes.
How long have you been doing the culinary program?
I've been doing it since the beginning of this year and all last year. Yes.
Did you cook before the culinary program?
I could cook a little at home, but otherwise I didn't really know a lot of knife techniques and things like that. Yeah.
So you're working with Joe, the chef.
Yes.
And then do you have any favorite things that you learned how to make while you're in the culinary program?
I would say banana bread. I love banana bread. And this week we made banana bread for breakfast. Yes.
What did you put on that?
What we did, we chopped up some chocolate, and then in 2 of the loaves we put peanut butter chips. Yes.
Was that your favorite breakfast that you did?
Yes, I love banana bread. The college level of math that I'm taking is with Joe, the same teacher for Culinary, and we've been working every week. We get a packet, and it's just math problems in a packet. Yes.
So that means you don't have to take that math class when you go to college.
Yep.
You're also enrolled in the PDX Bridge, right?
Mhm.
At Portland Community College. So that's starting next term, right?
Mhm. Yes.
Awesome. So winter term you're going to be there?
At PCC.
Are you excited?
A little bit. I'm kind of scared.
What's the fear of going to college?
I would say not knowing, kind of, and I feel like I'm a little bit scared of me not knowing what is gonna happen, just and kind of worrying about if it's too hard or not. Yeah.
Does it help knowing you're going to be with 13 other students on campus?
Yeah, I would say yeah, it does. Mhm. I went to the U of O for Uplift program, and what we did there is we branched out for our different interests on what we were planning to do after high school, and I was able to make connections with a bunch of people who were doing kind of the same things that I'm planning to do, and it was really fun. Yeah.
You want to talk about your last minute arrival to the program?
Yeah. I was in summer school with PPS, and then I was actually in class, and then I got a call from my friend Dulce, and she was like, oh, would you want to come to the University of Oregon tomorrow, with all of us, this is where you sign up, things like that. And at first I was like, that's so last minute. I was first I don't even know what we're gonna be doing, what it even is, what it is about, things like that. But then I was just like, well, I'll be going to like Eugene, Oregon, seeing the campus, getting to know it, maybe like seeing if I like it or not. So then I was like, I might as well just go. I had so much fun. It was fun to like hear other people like speak and just like getting more knowledge on like for future careers. And then also like it was fun playing volleyball with like all my friends.
You had like pretty much half of your volleyball team.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, basically everyone was there. And then like other people from the program that we've like never met before like joined in too, and it was really fun.
Did you see some real staff that were there at the University of Oregon?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And, like they're adults, right?
Yep. And then we scored winning.
Do you remember like there were some younger kids in the dorm?
Oh yeah, there was like, it was like for like lacrosse or something like that. And like there was like some little kids like watching us play and like cheering, and it was funny. Yeah.
Have you ever played on sand?
No, that was my first time playing on sand. And it was like a mixed reaction. It's like I liked it, but I also didn't like it. Because it was like sometimes when you dive for the ball, sand would like get in your face and you have to remember to close your eyes. And there was sand like everywhere, but it was really fun. I've been playing volleyball for 5 years. I've done it like in middle school, and then I did it my freshman year, and then I've been carrying on for Helensview. Yeah.
You have a dream team now.
Yep.
You have a great team.
Yes.
Do you want to brag about beating the Helensview staff with your team?
Oh yeah. We beat the Helensview staff. It was students versus staff game, and it was very fun. And there was a lot of people. There was a lot of other students there and staff members watching, and it was a bunch of fun.
Do you think that the staff that you beat mercilessly enjoyed that time?
Maybe not. I played a little bit of basketball, and then back in Minnesota, I did play like hockey for 2 years, and that was really fun. Yeah.
When were you in Minnesota?
I grew up there. I was born there, grew up there, and I would say we were like kind of all over the place. Like we lived in like Minneapolis, like the city, and then we lived like in the suburbs, and then we also lived on like the reservation for like a little while too. That was really fun. Yeah.
How long did you come to Portland?
It was like 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah.
Go to Helensview the whole time?
No, I did. I finished my middle school for like the last year, and then I went to Grant for my freshman, and then I transferred to Helensview for my sophomore and then now junior year. I hope to go back to the Uplift, and then also what is it, Portland, like the Portland, Portland State, downtown, for like the 2-week program too. That'd be fun.
You're excited about it?
Yeah. I really liked it. It was actually like really like cool to like kind of like live a week there. And then like one thing that was really awesome is I didn't have like a roommate, so I just had like the whole dorm to myself. And it was like really nice to just like be able to like have like some alone time when it was nighttime. And then the food, I would say it was really good. I liked how there was like multiple options on like what you wanted. At outdoor school, I'm a student leader, and basically what we do is we run a cabin full of like a bunch of kids, 6th grader kids. And we also help teach field study, and you can pick 4 fields, like you can pick 1 out of the 4, which is water, animals, plants, and soil. And I've done 2 of them so far. I've done plants and then animals, but I really like animals, so I've done it like 2 times. And what we do is like, there's like little stations of like different information, and like we just like talk about like, oh, like this is like a school, and then like we're kind of asking more of like the kids, like asking them questions on, oh, like what do you think this is, or like, oh, what do you notice about this, and like things like that. And I would say I really do enjoy it. I've done it 3 weeks, and at first I was unsure about it because we'd be like outside, like in a cabin with like a bunch of like little kids, but it was actually like really fun, and I feel like, I don't know, I really find community there.
How long have you been doing it with your student leadership?
I did 2 weeks last year, and then I did one this fall, and I'm planning to do 2 more weeks this coming like spring, yeah.
What got you interested in doing an after school degree?
I would say like my teacher Josue was talking about it because he's done it for like a long time. And then my friend Dulce, she was like, oh, I really want to try this, like, and then like we were kind of like, oh, like if you do it, I'll do it type of situation. And then we did it, and it was like really fun.
Have you got more of your friends to join and some other classmates from Helensview?
Yeah, there was before like the fall started, we were able to get like a bunch of like students here to sign up, and then outside of school I was able to get my friend Sophia to sign up too, and she came with me from Ivy.
Did they have food?
Yeah.
What's the food like? I heard it's pretty good.
Yeah, the food is pretty good. I would say like it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it's pretty good. And then they have like this whole like system where like there's like a kid that like brings the food for everyone else, and then like they go around the whole like dining room, and then they get like the food, and then like we all pass it around, and then yeah, I don't know, it's like an interesting system, but it works.
Everyone eats together?
Yeah, and then there's also a thing where it's like a host and a guest, and like the hosts are like it's like a cabin, and then they pick a student leader to sit with, and then we like sit at the tables to like mix it up more, and then the rest of the kids come in, and then they like take whatever seats are like available, and then I feel like it's like really fun because then everyone gets to sit with someone new every time. Yeah, I made like a bunch of connections with Uplift, and like my mentor Alex, I was able to get in contact with him about like cosmetology and things like that. And then also someone else that I met already is doing like cutting hair and things like that, so it was like really interesting to see like what he's doing, and then like what I'm like planning on doing. I plan to do cosmetology, and then also go to college for a business degree, so that I would be able to possibly open my own business.
What kind of business are you thinking about operating?
I'm thinking of mostly doing hair, but I also like want to try to like branch out to do like other things that I'm hoping like to be able to like learn like with the cosmetology world. I would say I really enjoyed the photography class. That was really fun, and like being able to learn about cameras and like lighting and like different like ways and like how like certain like objects look, and like in like certain lightings and things like that. And it was really fun to like learn how to like use a camera, and then like downloading the photos and things like that. I've never, the only camera I've worked with was like my phone camera, and that was it. But it was really cool to see like how like certain different cameras work and like the settings and everything like that.
Did you do any assignments with taking photos of people in costumes recently?
We've done like a bunch of we're mostly working on like the yearbook and like getting like the different like classes and like people's like headshot photos for like the yearbook and things like that. But otherwise we've done like a couple different like challenges as like a group, like 14 will like make a list like, oh, find something red, find something reflective, find something like with a pattern on it and like things like that, and it was really fun. Yeah.
Have you ever sat for an interview under such a professional light and with cameras?
No, I've never.
How's it feel? Curious about.
I feel like it feels like at first I was scared, but like as like the interview got on, and like I feel like it's like more comfortable. Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
It's not hard, is it?
Everybody
No.
snap.
Yes. You did a great job.
No. Thank you.